Hi. Well, it's another beautiful day, though it's dark. And today I want to talk about your emotions, if that's possible. So, what are emotions? Well, really, what are emotions is their thoughts, okay? That somehow are connected to your body. So, when you feel fear, your body feels fear. When you feel hate, your body feels hate. You know, that's how you can feel unembarrassed and have a physical reaction to it. Um, anyway, um, where was it? Oh, yeah. So, these physical reactive thoughts, I guess you'd call them, have, you know, their own sort of power over you. Now, one of the things that we need to get rid of or let go if we want to wake up is emotions. So, let's talk about anger. Now, anger, when you start to feel angry, you start to feel like a goosebumps up on your back or your arms, maybe, and you get like this feeling in your chest, and this feeling in your throat. You're angry. Part of being anger is having anger is being right. Now, if you can't be angry at someone unless you think you're right and they're wrong, it just doesn't work that way. So, why is righteousness, or being right, a lot of people mistake that for some kind of holy thing, but it's not. Righteousness is being right. That's it. Have to do with anger. Because we've made being right part of us. You know? It's part of who we are. We're our rightness, our righteousness. Okay? Now you take somebody like, I don't know, Donald Trump. Okay? And he thinks he's right. He thinks the election was stolen. He thinks. And so he's angry at anyone who doesn't agree with what he thinks. Okay? And he expresses that anger when he goes on his tours, you know. But anyway, enough about him. The point is, in order to let go of the anger, you have to first let go of the rightness. Okay? Yeah, you may be right, but that's not going to do anything for you. You're not going to be free and right. You can't have both of them. Being right is great. I love being right. But holding on to that rightness, okay, is just bad for you. Because it brings up the anger. Now, I don't know why that's the case. Why does it bring up the anger? I don't know. But what I do know is that if you want to let go of the anger, if the anger is a force in your life, then you have to look and see why you think you're right. Okay? And why you think you're right is because that's just what you think. Okay? I mean, what are you right about? Why do you think you're so right? Did you get a good education more than anybody else or whatever? Or maybe you just think you're right because you're holier or you have more action from God or you believe in Christ more than anybody else. Whatever the reason is that you're right, you have to figure it out. Okay? And let it go because it's just not important. Freedom, okay, which is what you have over here, and rightness. Which one is more valuable? There's no question. Freedom's more valuable. Okay? You talk to anybody in jail and they'll tell you freedom is the most valuable thing on earth. Right? I mean, that's what people in jails have told me. So, anger, it's about rightness. You need to get rid of your rightness. Okay, other emotions. Sadness. Well, sadness is really about fear, believe it or not, which is another emotion. You're afraid of something. Okay? There's a lot of things that are really fear, pretend to be fear. And sadness is one of them. There's also jealousy and a few other things. And also anger. Fear is very powerful. Okay? And if you fear something, you fear you're going to lose it, then that's something that's going to keep you unhappy. Okay? So, what are you sad about? What do you feel sad about? Why is it that you feel sad? And what is it you're going to lose that you don't want to? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay? Like, I feel sad because my mom died and blah 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 blah, okay? Or whatever it is. Okay? Why? Why do you feel sad? Because you loved her? Well, if you loved her, then just keep loving her. It's nothing stopping you from loving her. So there's no reason to feel sad. Okay? Your mom has gone to return to the source. I almost said force. To the source. Okay? And you should celebrate that fact because that's the greatest thing in the world. There's nothing better than returning to the source. Okay? Maybe you're sad because you haven't got a man, or you haven't got a woman, or you can't find anyone in this world to love. Well, that's a good reason to be sad, I suppose. But you could also call that loneliness. But if you want to find someone to love, go down to the streets. Okay? There are hundreds of thousands of lonely, homeless people. I know, oh, the homeless, they're so terrible, blah, blah, blah. No, they're not. They're just people that don't have a place to live. You want to have someone to love, go down to any city that you're near, okay, and find a homeless man or woman and help them. And they'll love you just because you helped them. I know it's not as easy as that, but these emotions, they kind of get a hold of you, and you don't want to let them go, because you feel attached to them. And what have you said about attachment? It's the path to the dark side. You cannot reach freedom through attachment, okay? You have to let go of these emotions, okay? Now, the other emotions are love and I guess that's it. Hate, of course, could be emotion, but it's covered under anger. Okay? If you let anger go all the way, it becomes hate. Okay? Depression, that's basically sadness, which is fear. Okay? I mean, what are you really afraid of? What is it that's really got you, that's in your belly, you can't get it out? What is it? Find out what that is. You probably already know. And let it go. How do we let things go? By being who you are. One conscious breath. Okay? Is all you need. One conscious breath. Not thinking, not emoting, not any of that stuff. Thoughts are so addictive, so is emotion. So one conscious breath where your mind is not clouded by all this junk. Okay? That's how you let go of things. These things just aren't important to you. What is important to you? What is important to every human being on this planet? Happiness. Right? I mean, that's what everybody's after. That's why people get all that money, right? That's why everybody on earth is doing what they're doing. So they can have their beer at night and their food and so on and so forth with their little wifey. Happiness. That's the most important thing on the planet. And how can we attain happiness? Well, it could be by having a beer and having your food and having your little lady. Okay? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But the reason you got that beer and that food and that little lady is you enslaved yourself to somebody for 8 hours. Okay? So, real happiness that doesn't go away when, say, a typhoon comes along and takes down your shack and your little lady gets drowned or lost and there's no more beer. Real happiness is in letting things go. I know I've said this before, and I probably shouldn't keep saying it, but I'm going to say it anyway because that's what it's all about. Anyway, I guess that's all I have to say about emotions. All these things that we have that are holding us down from freedom are things that we can easily let go once we find out what it is that's driving. All right. Well, I love you guys. Have a great life. And remember who you are.